What felt like a useless piece of advice until you actually tried it? Clean as you cook, dishes right away, and 10 minutes every day walking through the house picking things up organizing. So much better than hours of cleaning on one day. Compliment people behind their backs. Sounds stupid but works wonders. I'd never say this to her face, but she's a wonderful person and a gifted artist. I'm not a racist, but I think everyone should be treated equally. Turn it off and turn it back on. This applies to everything that has a computer or any sort of electronic. People laugh at me when I ask them, have you tried turning it off and back on again? Fans on my old MacBook died. Saw a YouTube video that said to simply take your fist and bang on the part of the computer that housed the fans. Thinking it was a troll, I gave it a shot out of pure frustration, and lo and behold, they purred back to life and I never had another issue with them for the rest of the time that I owned that computer. Percussion adjustment is a magical tool that works more often than you'd think it would. Percussion adjustment. Knock it till it works. I've always heard it referenced as percussive maintenance in reference to the Fonz, and to Han Solo fixing the Millennium Falcon. If it takes less than 5 minutes, do it immediately. I do so much less housework on weekends because of this. Edited to add, thank you for the gold. This is my first gold and I'm stoked it was for this comment. I hope this has helped motivate others who are in the same boat I was a few years ago. Strive for progression, not perfection. The fact that it takes less than 5 minutes is what makes me spend a lot more than 5 minutes on it. I don't think masturbating counts. Cleaning your house before leaving for more than 5 days. Nothing is better than coming to a clean house. I travel a lot for work and can sometimes be gone for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. There is nothing worse than finally coming home and remembering how bad you left the place. I learned this real quick and make a point to clean up before I leave. Faking confidence to become more confident. This works, seriously. I'm in my 20s now and ever since high school I learned to walk with purpose, been friendly to everyone I meet, and I always dress up as opposed to dressing down. I've made and kept a lot of friends, gotten a few job offers, and have stayed relatively happy by doing these things. But don't overdo it. People can smell a fake from a mile away. Unclench your jaw, open your hands, drop your shoulders, and breathe in. I just dropped my phone. Stop holding it with your mouth then. When you're trying to fall asleep and your mind is racing thinking about a million things at once, making it impossible to fall asleep, do this. Pick a letter of the alphabet. Count to 8. When you get to 8, think of a word that starts with your letter. Count to 8 again. Think of a different word that starts with that letter. Repeat ad nauseum. You'll distract your brain and bore it to sleep. When I can't sleep I pick a subject and come up with an example for every letter of the alphabet. Repeat as necessary. Albania, Bahamas, Cambodia, Denmark, England, France, Guyana, etc. Apple, blueberry, cantaloupe, durian, elderberry, fig, grape, etc. Anchovy, barracuda, carp, damselfish, flounder, grouper, etc. Insomniac. Edit, eel. Practice gratitude. Grateful people are happy people. This includes just saying thank you anytime someone does something. Everyone likes to be acknowledged for something, even if it's something small, and just making other people a little happier makes you happier. And I imagine even just noticing how much others do for you is bound to help. So I usually cook dinner, but tonight I was in the middle of something when dinner needed to get started, so my husband did it. When I got my plate, I thanked him for cooking dinner. He said, "I'm sorry the pork chops are over seasoned." I said, "I haven't even tried them yet, but they're delicious." You know what the best spice is? Food somebody else cooked for you. Absolutely. I know he's not a gourmet chef, but I appreciate the hell out of somebody else cooking for me. Try killing roaches with soapy water in a spray bottle. It sounds useless, but it works better than any insecticide I've ever tried, and it's non-toxic and really easy to clean up. My dad once had a customer in a very run-down apartment complex. He went into a unit that, typically in this apartment building, is crawling with roaches. A little old lady lived there and he didn't notice a single roach. The secret? Boric acid mixed with sweetened condensed milk. Mix until it's dough-like. Stick small balls in places where kids and animals cannot reach. The roaches take it back to their nests and it destroys them all. I grew up in a very old home and I can only recall roaches once. My dad did this trick and I never saw another for about 7 years. Cheap and extremely effective. Edited for spelling it sweet and condensed. Hey, I thought it was funny. A few more edits. Thanks for the precious metals, guys. I'm reading a ton of folks say it works on ants too. Score. Also, yes, you can sprinkle the boric acid. Some are saying borax works too. On the floor, but I like the balls because there's no dealing with a dust layer. To hide them, drop them behind a refrigerator, in a hole under the sink, above a kitchen cabinet. Is it toxic to kids' pets? I was assuming so. Many say no, but I'd rather just keep them up and away and not have to find out. Don't need any diarrhea or vomiting in my life at the moment. I have no idea why it works for years, but I'm guessing it's because roaches feed on each other when they die, so the dead ones become poison to the living ones. So the ratio of dead ones continues to increase. Oh, and I'm not a man. If you have a clogged nose, doing 8-10 push-ups will temporarily clear it up. Edit. Hey, thanks for the silver. And the gold. Is this just to get me to try to actually do a push-up? Haha, one would assume. But no, it legit works. One day at a time. It's been helping me stay focused in the now. My grandma, rest her soul, gave me a similar piece of advice, but with a variant. If you feel like you can't survive a week, focus on getting through one day. One day too much? 1 hour. Too much? 1 minute. Whatever it takes, if you can survive one, you can survive another. Edit. Reddit gold. Whoa dude. Really, all I can think is grandma would have been so happy to know that a lesson she taught me is being shared and hopefully heard by so many people. Is your grandma Kimmy Schmidt? Your gums bleed when you floss because you don't floss enough. Turns out if you floss enough, your gums won't be inflamed so they don't bleed when you floss. It's true. Or at least get an electric toothbrush. Source: and dental hygienist. What felt like a useless piece of advice until you actually tried it? Leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.